I had the pleasure of getting to call Erick to welcome him into the Hall of Fame this year. Erick played for me and was concerned, okay, if he asked me to induct him, is it going to be funny, sentimental, so forth. So, Erick, here goes. All right, so I'm not going to talk about the time that Erick broke his ribs doing wind sprints because he didn't see the bench in the middle of the tennis courts. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're also not going to talk about, Erick had a lovely host family that he took care of their house one weekend, and Erick was a very organized young man, and they had all these keys outside to make sure in case he couldn't find the key. Well, Erick brought them all inside and locked himself out. So the young man who's at our table tonight, Mr. Wagner, came over and helped Erick break into the house that he was house sitting for. We're also not going to talk about when the Georgia College police called me one night about 11 o'clock. If there's anybody, Dr. Dorman, sorry about this. He was in Centennial Center with his college roommate who's sitting at the table with us, stringing tennis rackets, shirtless, with Brazilian music, dancing, and the police want to know what all the racket was at Centennial that night. But I am going to talk about the person that Erick had become, the teammate, the friend, the husband, the father, the man of faith, and now a practicing physical therapist. Erick's record speaks for itself. He won a bunch of All-American awards, a bunch of All-Conference awards, the Student Athlete of the Year, all while eating hot dogs and eggs for about 3 straight years. That was his diet, I think, for at least 2 of those years. But I pride myself on getting to know my players and developing relationships with them. Erick was one of those special people that has a magnetic personality that makes every person in the room feel like they're the most important. And you'll see that in a second when he comes up here. But once again, I am very humbled that Erick chose me to do this tonight for this wonderful honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my former player, but mostly my friend, Erick Siqueira.
Good evening, everybody. I wish I could wing this, but as you can see, I could not. But allow me to share a little bit of the impact that this athletic department and this school have had in my life. It definitely goes beyond results. When I first hopped on the plane back in 2005, I was truly terrified. I thought, what am I doing? I'm going to be on my own. But very quickly, I was embraced by everyone, starting with my teammates and my coaches. To give you an example, I got lost on campus on my first week here looking for the bookstore. Ended up walking into a teammate who was going to a class, and he actually took his time to help me show me the bookstore, help me buy all my books, and then he headed over to a class that I'm sure he was very late to. The athletic department also quickly knew me by name. I learned to play Texas Hold'em in my first night here at Coach Barsby's house. He also opened up his house many more times after that. He took me to Canada with him on a trip that I'll never forget. And after I got injured in my second year, I mentioned to my former coach back home all that my coaches, my teammates, my athletic trainers, and the staff had been doing for me. And he said to me, "It sounds like those people are taking good care of you." Among my best memories, there's certainly a few big wins, but more than anything, my best memories include more ordinary moments, such as Al Weston's match introductions and Barsby's teaching me how to keep our class and composure during matches. My point is that every act of kindness and respect this department showed me had a tremendous impact on me. So I know that the student athletes at Georgia College are very lucky because they have a department that truly cares for them. Now I need to thank a few people. First, I need to thank the Lord, who has guided every step and held me in his hand. Bear with me. I want to thank my dad, who is now with the Lord, and my mom. They have been my greatest supporters. And have made us countless sacrifices. I'll never know how much they have done for me. I want to thank my sister, who was 11 years old when I first came here. She's now 26, and she had to grow up away from me. She also has made countless sacrifices. I want to thank my wife, Annie. It makes me so happy that she got to watch me play several times here. I want to thank my friend Marcelo, who was my biggest encourager the moment that I set foot on campus. I want to thank Wagner and Stefania, my second parents, during my time here. They took really good care of me. I want to thank this athletic department. This kindness, your kindness, has stuck with me over the years and has helped shape me. And I want to thank Georgia College as a whole. Everything in this school has been, everything about this school has been the greatest gift. And I'm forever thankful about my time here. And lastly, I want to thank my coach Barsby, who took really good care of me and gave my parents a lot of peace. He took me to get x-rays. He took me to Canada. He took me to church. I thought I was going to be on my own, but you all had my back. So I thank you guys for that. Thank you.